Welcome to Cook. I'm Chef Judd Cervidio, author of The Elite Eat. Today we're going to be making gnudi. Like gnocchi, instead of potato, it's with ricotta cheese. Gnudi is basically a ricotta dumpling. And this is what we're going for. This is the end result that we're making today. So let's get to it. Okay, we have our ingredients. We have fava leaves. If you can't get fava leaves, use spinach. We have breadcrumbs, a little bit of flour. We have mushrooms, these are trumpet royale, an egg, ricotta cheese, this is the fresh stuff. We have our dried fava beans that have been cooked, and we have our fresh fava beans, and Parmesan cheese. This is really easy to make. You have your fresh ricotta. You'll need a food processor. Okay, you want to take the lid off. We'll place the ricotta cheese in the food processor. What you need to do with the fava leaves or with your spinach leaves is blanch them. Blanch them is a basic cooking technique. And what it means basically is to par cook. In this case, we want to par cook the leaves. We're going to place them in boiling water just for about 30 seconds, and then we'll take them out and put them in an ice bath. The ice bath will shock and stop the cooking. So once we've done that, what you're left with is basically the leaves here. And what I've done is I've taken the leaves and I've squeezed out all the water. We don't want a lot of water in our dumpling. That's going to make it heavy. And you don't want a heavy dumpling. You want a light, fluffy dumpling that melts in your mouth. We're going to take some breadcrumbs. Okay, this will help bind the dumpling. We'll take just a little bit of flour. We don't want a lot of flour, okay, because we're going to roll it in flour. Okay, we're going to crack an egg. Okay, again, that's going to help bind the dumpling. Okay, make sure that we season everything. Again, we need some salt and a little bit of pepper. We're simply going to puree that until it's nice and smooth. And the consistency, you don't want it so wet, okay? You want it to form a little bit. So I'm just gonna add just a touch more breadcrumbs and a touch more flour. And I'm gonna pulse it. The seasoning is delicious. And we just need to do it just for a second. Once you have that, you take a small ice cream scoop and you have a little bowl of flour, okay? All you're gonna do is take your scoop, drop it in the flour, okay? Then you simply just want to toss and coat. All we want to do is coat the dumplings, okay? So again, we're just gonna, you can do a couple of scoops at a time, okay? And you can go really fast, right? So again, you want to roll them in the flour. If you want to shape them into a tight little ball, okay? Again, you can roll it, okay, into a tight little ball. Now I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese to the mix. Okay, and we're going to pulse it one more time. And make sure everything tastes good. Now you want to take your scoop and you want to scoop out the dumplings into your flour mixture. Okay, so we have our saucepan on medium-high heat. We want to place a good couple of tablespoons into the pan. Okay, we have our trumpet royale mushrooms. We're going to place face down. Reason why we're doing that, just think of like a steak or like a piece of fish and you're searing it. Okay, I just simply cut them in half. You can find this in any grocery store nowadays. We have the shelled fava beans. Okay, so what you simply do is you blanch them for 2 minutes in boiling salted water, take them out, put them in an ice bath, and then they're ready to be peeled. To do that, you simply take your thumb, okay, and peel this outer skin. The skin is kind of tough, so you really don't want to eat that. So then you're left with your fava bean, okay? We have our mushrooms. We're gonna add in our, stand back, you might get burned. We have our fava beans, and we're gonna put in some of the cooking water, okay? That water has flavor. Again, we wanna add flavor to each component of the dish. We're gonna season it a little bit with salt. We're gonna take our gnudi, okay? We got our gnudi. We're gonna drop them in the boiling water, okay? Then we have our cooked fava beans, our fresh ones. We're gonna add those to the dish, okay? And we're basically gonna make like a little butter sauce, okay? So I got my skimmer here, and I just wanna take it and make sure that see how they're starting to float? Once they start to float, they're almost done. Okay, really you're just cooking the flour and the breadcrumbs, the egg, the cheese. The cheese you don't really need to cook. You're just warming it all the way through. Okay, so we have, again, we're gonna just season with a little bit of pepper. We're gonna take a little zest from the lemon. This is nice and fresh, okay? And a little bit of lemon juice. Squeeze in a little fresh lemon juice. Okay, this gives it nice and brightness to the dish. So let's plate it up. So we're just gonna take one gnudi, place it there. We're gonna take our beans. Okay, we're gonna place it in the middle. Okay, we're just gonna put, a couple of mushrooms there, and we'll take a little extra sauce just for good measure. Okay, we'll kind of sprinkle it around. You want to make sure those are glazed. Okay, we're going to finish with just a little bit of basil oil. Okay, and you could just simply drop it around. I'm going to simply garnish this with some micro fennel. Okay, the fennel is a typical Italian spice, and it just gives a little bit of a pop. Kind of reminds you of Italian sausage. So there you have it, fava bean gnudi. I hope you enjoyed making fava bean gnudi with me. Thank you for watching Cooked on Rockflix 3D. We'll see you next dish.